There I am. Okay. Let's see. Let me get to the chat. All right. See if it shows I'm live. Okay. See if it shows it on my phone. I don't even know if it'll show myself. Let me know, though, if you guys come in and you can see this. Because I'm pretty sure I'm live, but I'm not positive. And if I go to my video, my channel, it don't show nothing. Oh, there I am. Okay, I am live. All right, I see it. Okay, so I don't know if anybody's going to come in here or not, but I was actually going to make another video, and I decided that instead of making another video, I would just come on here and say what I want to say what I was going to say in my video, and see if you guys, could add on to it. But this is kind of like from like yesterday's video is what I'm talking about. And I wanted to talk about like perceptions. And so yesterday when I made my video, somebody had made a comment, and I read that comment, like I took it a whole completely like different direction. It wasn't bad or nothing. I just took it that way. And then when somebody else responded, it seemed like they perceived it a different way. And when I went back to read that original response, then like I took that comment completely like a different direction. So I don't know, it just made me think about how everything can be perceived differently from different views. And I don't think there's anything you can really do about it, but just put your message out there, and then however it's received, it's received. I don't think you can really do anything. Cannot help how people perceive your message. I know that Amanda Pants said something, and I love Amanda Pants. I think she's very level-headed. And, oh, hi, Marianne. I am. Now, I'm actually having a very good week. I'm not working. I've been fishing. I love to go swim fishing. I've been going swimming tomorrow. Hello, Melissa. How are you guys doing? So, but what I was talking about was just how everything's like perceived, how people perceive your differently, your message, how it can be taken a completely different way. And I just think you just got to put out what you want, what you think, and then however your message is received, I guess it gets received that way. Does that make sense at all? But like, because Amanda Pants was saying something, and this wasn't directly at me or nothing, but she was talking about how if you keep things too open, if you're too vague about your message, that it can leave gaps for people to like try to read your mind and think what you were trying to say. And I know, at least me, like it can be worse. Like you can say you hear somebody whispering or something about you and you don't know what they're saying, but you start trying to fill that gap in your own mind. It's usually worse than what it actually is. I know at least that's my case. What are you guys doing today? Nothing? It's raining here, so it's a rainy day. But I was going to make my video, and I'm like, I'll just jump on for a little bit. I have to actually go to the store. I was thinking about making some vegetable soup in my one pot. So quick to do that away. See, And that's exactly what I'm saying. So Melissa says, we all have our own backgrounds that we draw on to form conclusions about things. So we can all look at the same set of facts and come to different conclusions. And that was another thing I was saying. So this other woman, she was telling me about something about her work. And then I automatically like analyzed my own personal experiences. And so that's how I took her comment. But somebody else could read it and not see it that way. Did you really make, you made vegetable soup today? See, hi, Bambi. Well, I'm not making it on my stove. I found like the one pot, which I don't like using the one pot because it like scares me with all that pressure and the steam coming out of it. So I really don't like using it. But whenever I did use it for the vegetable soup, it cooked like really fast and it was actually really good. But like, I don't know. I've been watching like all that stuff's going on with EKC and all that. I just feel so bad for her. Everything she's going through. It's awful. You've never used it. I am too. Yes, and it's completely normal to use our experiences to navigate the world. It makes sense. But obviously you have to be aware that your way isn't always the way. Absolutely, yeah. That's why I like getting on here making the videos because a lot of times you guys see something that like I don't even see it that way. And then it like opens my eyes to maybe see, okay, maybe I didn't read this right. Maybe I wasn't correct. See, I have a pressure cooker. I've never used it. I'm scared. Yeah, I think. Hi, Veronica. I haven't watched much lately but like to hear your thoughts. And yes, I watched EKC and felt just sadness. Oh yeah, yes. There's like drama going on there. Like, and that's kind of, hold on, listen, I popped into EKC's live last night and was so confused. I stopped keeping up with what that community a long time ago. And I'm not even going to try to get into that community because like that's kind of why I don't, thank you, Bambi. That's kind of why I don't really talk about Without a Crystal Ball because there's so much backstory there. There's so much different like people and groups and like I can't even keep up with it. It's just so much. And she's done so much stuff. Like I wouldn't even know where to begin to unpack all that. But I do really like EKC. And I found EKC and it wasn't because of Without a Crystal Ball at all. Actually, it was because hi Tara. It was because Critical K but so I guess something like Ren, which I don't really care for Ren either. I've never watched his content, so I can't say, for sure about him, but I have seen him on some platforms and I just didn't really care for him very much. But it's almost like because Aaron didn't completely like denounce him that she's taking a lot of heat for it. But then there was a bunch of stuff that she went over last night. It's just a lot of crazy. Like it tells you, yes, baby, it's a very large community and there is so much drama and stuff that's in every single one of them. It's crazy. Melissa, hey, I left when things got toxic and that was when everyone was only on Reddit and no one made videos on YouTube about K-Joy. So this is just continue, which is verb. It's been going on like for a long time. For a really long time. Does anybody know how long like these has it been? It's been a couple years, right? Has been? Yeah, so much I couldn't keep up. Yeah. It's a lot. That's for sure. What? I ran into Critical K and how she apparently likes that awful criminal dad I know who murdered his entire family, including his children. That in itself is sick. That in itself is sick if true. See, and that was like my problem with Kay but I think Kay is like shock. Like somebody says shock jockey. So she says the most absurd, nasty things, and that gets her views. Like that made her channel like blow up. I wouldn't want all that. Like I wouldn't want all that turmoil in my own life. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, she's made comments about him being cute, and I don't know. I feel bad for that family, for the Watts family. I really do. Yes, baby, I have seen her Google Doc. I have it. I did a video on it a while back. I didn't show her. I didn't put it on the computer and show it. And she actually emailed me. And she was like, let's talk about my behavior. And then talking about how I put her doc out there and how it was. I never seen anything personal on it. And then somebody else sent it to me too. And again, she said that there was a lot of personal information that was on there. And the only thing I seen on there was things she did online, which is public. She put it online. I mean, she did that nastiness online. There wasn't nothing about her children or, anything personal. Her name, that's about it. And even I've never said her name. Not on here. I've never said her name. She did say she doesn't think that way anymore about Chris Watts anymore. Yeah. Well, she took a lot of heat. I think that's what it was. Because, I mean, you do know that she made that on the Netflix show. Like, they used her voice calling Shania a bitch. Like, that's what she got famous on Netflix for. I would be embarrassed. But yeah, like, she went back on all that. I'm curious what she's doing. Yeah, Veronica says the Watts case is bananas and it drags people into madness. Yeah. Who was I just watching? Somebody was talking about, who was that? They were just talking about, oh my goodness, I can't remember. She was on, Kay just had her on her panel. She was dressing up like, I don't know if it's Halloween or what, but she was like, oh, it was awful. I did a video on it. I can't remember what her name was. But somebody said that I think it was Tia. I don't know. It's just so much. I know so many people make videos about that case too. And then like another thing with Frankie, I feel, that's awful. Whatever. She threatened to send those pictures, and she sent those pictures around and pretty much blackmailed him to, get off her case, or she was going to do something with those pictures. Which I think that's against the law. I think there's a law about that. That's why some people kind of been speculating why Kay left. But from my understanding, I think Kay just put all of her stuff on like a Patreon. So like kind of behind a paywall. So she's getting paid for her content now, which, I mean, do you? That's, I guess, smart. But I'm wondering how much she would get off of all that. Hello, Hooked on Phonics works for me. Hey. Hi, all. Just jumped to say hi. First time being in your live, but just seeing you on. Have a great day. Thank you. You have a great day, too. This is only my second time ever being on live. Yeah, she wanted cash for it. But I'm wondering, like, a lot of her views, to me, I feel like are hate views, and they come from YouTube. They come from online. So I'm very curious to see how big, like how much, she gets on Patreon. Like, because I know she's not working anymore, and she's kind of, that's why, well, somebody said that she lost her job, or I don't know, but so that's where, she's going to need that money. How much money she actually makes on Patreon, I don't know. But I would think most of the views would come on YouTube. It's just weird she left YouTube. I don't know. But she was on here the other day. I did see that. She's still having that Ask CK stuff. Hello, Kelly. Yes, hate views. I wonder it goes for, I just don't understand. Like, I don't know. Like when I first started YouTube and I was like, what if I get on here and literally all I ever, I get is just hate. I speak my mind and just nobody agrees with me and at all ever. And I just get all this hate. And then everybody was like, well, who cares? It's just views, they're views, whether they're hate views or they're good views, they're views. And so that's kind of how I went in here. But then I'm like, I can imagine being like Katie Joy or being Critical K and just having that hate all the time. Like, that's stressful. Like, I don't mind. I mean, I know not everybody is going to like me, of course, and I don't mind that at all. But like day after day and just, it's awful. And some people can be very harsh on here. Maybe she was playing her kazoo too loudly. Marianne, I actually bought a kazoo. I got 2 of them now because I kept meaning to make this video with this dang kazoo, but I haven't got around because, I'm a procrastinator over here. But yeah, I bought 2 kazoos. Melissa, I never watched K. Someone explained to me how it's even possible to spend that much time analyzing just one case only. It seems like you run out of reasonable theories. Oh my gosh, I know, years later. I don't understand. I don't understand how this case was that, like, how can you, I don't want to say it's like black and white. Like you got the person who did it. To me, honestly, the reason he did it was because he wanted to mess with that girl. Like he just wanted a different life and kids and wife was holding him back. How's that complicated? This case is not that complicated. Melissa, you assume Kay's lives for the view. Maybe she lives for arguing with people, in which case the negativity enables that. And I think that's what it is, really. Melissa Brown, you're 100. The case is done. Yeah, I don't know. And then they bring up things that, I mean, the case is already just unbearable to think about what happened. So for people to add on even things that are even worse, like it's awful. There's a lot of people that still talk about it though. Never watched it. You're not missing nothing at all, Dawn. You need to find something to watch. I've been like binge watching shows. So has anybody watched? I watched the AJ and the Queen. It really opened my eyes about like a lot of things that people like, those that are gay and stuff, like what they have to go through from such a young age. And I laughed my ass off on that movie. I cried my eyes out. It was just a ball of emotions, but it was wonderful. It was great. It has a RuPaul in it. Then I just got done finishing. Well, right now I'm watching The Zoo. I just finished The Glitched. Here's the thing, though, Melissa says. None of us are experts, so it seems like all the speculations will never be enough to have certainty. There's more documentations we'll never have access to. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of stuff that's not hidden from the public. Veronica, people miss the point of that case. How does something like that happen? Not who did it, in my opinion. Hooks on violence worth me. The rabbit holes they have dug has become asinine and delusional. It's never going to change the outcome. At this point, it's making certain people look nutty. And there's another thing too, Melissa, like in court, when you're on trial and stuff, not everything can be public. And I don't understand that, like, they hold stuff back from like the jurors and stuff, which I've never understood that. But so, like, if they've gotten in trouble, like in past, or if they have past charges, that does not necessarily have to be brought, in front of everybody to see, which to me, I think that's kind of an important aspect, because that kind of shows, repeated behavior. And that makes me wonder if like I know Kate, like the Casey Anthony. So I'm like, what in the world were these, the jurors thinking? Okay. But to me, I'm like, what did they all see? Because we seen other things. Like, we were out here, we seen like others, and maybe they weren't able to see everything. RuPaul's in it. He's like the main character. It's him and this little girl. It is so great. It is great. Melissa, good point, Veronica. Majority of us wonder. Yeah, that's my point. So who are we to criticize the going theory the police have? They have more info than we do. Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. They could be holding stuff back from us that could be very important. No matter what we all believe about the case, some of the expectations they turned into facts are monkered. Yeah. Yes. That is true. That is crazy how Casey Anthony got off. She is like one of the most hated women in the USA. I heard that she's doing some like private investigation job. Have you guys heard that? I can't tell you what I thought was going to happen, but yeah, I don't know about that case. That's why I'm like curious what those jurors heard, what they were allowed in that case. Because nothing she did that led up to that makes any sense. No reasonable person, no mother would waited that long, not known where their child was. I mean, the nanny wasn't real. Like, she lied about where she worked. Like, everything was just like a circle. So I don't know. I don't see how. I mean, the only thing I can think of, and you guys might know because I never followed this case. Like, if anybody have ever like talked about it and kind of like really dug into stuff, I've seen all like the documentaries and stuff. I've never heard anybody kind of just really open it up. But maybe like she got off because maybe people were thinking there's a possibility that, how she tried to say like her dad, or so it wasn't 100% she did it. Like, there was reasonable doubt. So that's why they had to let her go. But hooked on phonics. That case was a travesty. There was more than enough factual evidence, no reasonable doubt, and any acts was disgraceful. There is a channel on YouTube called 59th Avenue Project. Has a lot of footage of RuPaul when he was younger. Really? I want to check that out. Melissa. But again, that's another case where people were obsessed because they, just couldn't understand what parent would do something like that. Veronica, her lawyer got her off. Never understands the power of a good lawyer. That's for sure. Hello, not another housewife. The case that always really bothered me, and I think it was because like I was younger when this happened, but the Ramsey case. That case always just bothered me so much what happened to that little girl. And it's sad because I don't think that we're ever going to find out. That's why I never like I love watching unsolved mysteries, but then again, I kind of hate unsolved mysteries because it's every once in a while you'll see like a recap of this is actually what happened. Case was closed, but you rarely see that. So then you're left just like wondering. I don't like that. It was Casey or someone else, but we all know it was Casey. Yeah, I know. Her actions and behaviors spoke volumes. Yeah, I don't even think I've ever watched anything that the jurors had to say afterwards, like why in the world they would not think. Veronica, I live next door to the Reams. Really? Yeah, that case is just always bothering me. Like, could it be like a gardener, somebody who worked at the house, somebody who just happened to see her, at one of the pageants, who got obsessed with her? But then again, what always bothered me is the police. They went through the house, right? They looked all through the house to search for her, and they didn't find her. But then the dad went straight down to the basement and then found her. Like, Marianne, I was just watching John and Unsolved Mysteries, and I am so confused that they blamed the brother who literally was like 9 at the time. I don't know. Or the Secret Santa, which I never heard of. Yeah, and I also seen her brother on the Dr. Phil. Did anybody see that one? Because a lot of people were saying that he was acting really off. But I think he's kind of on the scale of like autism. And, I don't know though. Just because he was 9, I mean, it could have happened. Like they could have been playing too hard. And that kind of where I was with it for a while. Like maybe he accidentally hit her over the head and hurt her. And then the parents were like, we don't want to lose both our kids. So they covered up for him. But I don't know. I kind of feel like he would probably have came out by now. Maybe. Veronica, they were not very social, but I was 12. Really? Yeah. See, I was younger too when it happened. I think that's why what happened, people don't remember, is that the jury has to deliberate. A lot depends on the personalities of various jurors as to the outcome. A really strong personality in there can sway things. Yeah, I wonder though. Hi, Jennifer. I wonder if they should do something like, so not one person is swaying it, because that's not good. You would want to hear what each individual has to say. Like, I don't know. Do they do like secret ballots, or do they just have to come out one whole thing and then that's where they're going? Or can they like write their answer like not guilty, guilty? I don't know, because I've never been in a court case. Let's see. Hooked on phonics. In my opinion, it was an inside job. There is no coincidences in murder cases. Very rarely, at least. I personally try to stick to the facts that can't be undisputed. That letter matching the mom was suspicious. Really? Yeah. And it was on her paper, right? And that was a pretty long note that you would go in the house and then write. That was kind of weird too. That area was becoming very overrun with homeless people. People were coming from all over the world. We left Boulder because that. We left Boulder. Right now we're talking about John and Ramsey at this very moment. I think we've talked about a few things. I don't know how. Yes, I see you're talking about true crime. I recommend the Scott Peterson 5-part documentary on Hulu. Jennifer, I have not watched that one, but I did watch, I think, a Lifetime movie on Scott Peterson. That guy, how did he think he was going to get away? That he was a narcissist for real. Oh man. Oh, hit that Peter. She came to our house once to play with my sister. Her mother was not nice when she came to get her. She would not say hi to mom. Wow. I thought like whenever they passed away, like when she passed away, there would be like, if she did know, like it would be like she would let that be known before she went. But I mean, if it harms somebody who's still alive, I guess. I don't feel like it was mother too obviously like her writing and her interviews in the days following. She was very genuine. I don't think you can fake that. See, and that's I don't know. I've just always the brother, and like they covered it for, but then like I said, I think he would have came out, and I don't think he would have been able to keep it closed, to keep quiet about it that long. I just don't. Jennifer says, watch the documentary. It talks about how the media had a lot of influence in that trial and how there was a robbery across the street. What? The day Lacey disappeared. Really? Huh. I will have to go watch that. I'll probably watch it tonight, actually. I go to sleep. I usually go to sleep watching Criminal Minds. I can't tell you how many times I've watched that dang show. I can literally tell you word by word every episode, or, what they're talking about. The neighbors confirmed his alibi, but the jury never heard that. Wow. But, so Jennifer, though, didn't Scott, like his first wife, wasn't there two wives? Is that not who I'm thinking about? Yeah, I think he was weird, Veronica, though, because I think he's on like some kind of autism spectrum. And I know a lot of people are saying that he smiled. Like when you're talking about some of the things that they were talking about, you shouldn't be like smiling. But I know some people have like a nervous smile. So whenever it's like they're uncomfortable or something, they smile. But like I said, there's something odd about it. Scott Peterson. So they're thinking that you might be. Okay. Yes, that's who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Drew Peterson. I'm gonna have to go back and get my mind back to where it is. There are many Peterson murder cases. That's not good. So, see, Drew was the cop, right? Sorry, I want to just look this up and see. I'm going to have to watch it and get my mind back to it. So, okay. Is she pregnant? Yeah. See, there's so many that I have to familiarize myself. Like that one that I'm kind of working on right now that I've literally been working on for weeks, which is Michelle Carter. So I heard that song and then I'm like, well, who is Michelle Carter? I need to get my mind thinking of who it was. And so then I looked it up. I'm like, okay, now I know who this is. And so I've been going into like a deep dive on this for literally weeks. But I have like a very horrible memory. I have the worst memory in the world. I have learned so much stuff. I always said, like, if I didn't have such a crappy memory, I would be like a genius because how much I put into my brain. But unfortunately, I can't remember crap. And so I've actually had to keep repeating some of the same stuff just so I can have it like right there, because I want to make a video about it. So I got my stuff written. I got the text all put out. I finally got that done, and that's ready to go. I just need to make the video part of it, because I'm seeing both parts of that too on that case. So I wanted to talk about that with you guys too. But my mom would always say, he is okay, let him come over. So we did. And then she said, he can't come over after 3 times. He was different. Really? Really? Was that? Different like after that happened, or was that before that happened? Melissa, she was okay. That's who. Yeah, wasn't. And I remember, I kind of briefly remember him like on the media, like begging her to come back home. Right? That's him. And then like he already knew where she was. He wasn't nice to our animals. He was aggressive, and this was before. Bambi, Lacey was 39, pregnant with a boy named Connor. I swear, when I watch this, I'm like, oh gosh, and then I'll be able to like ramble off everything. But I do kind of remember, because I remember him, if I remember correctly, there was a thing on the media where he was out in the yard and he was begging for like her return. And then, but you know, of course, he already knew where she was at. I just have trouble seeing a 9-year-old being violent. Not violent, but sexually violent. That's the part that makes it hard for me to see that. Well, Melissa, there's a show I watched, and what was that like? It was about a lot of kids. Hi, Angel. There was like, that's all it's about. All it is about is kids. And there is one that is awful. Like, it involves a child and it involves a stick, and like they hurt the other kid, and it's very unspeakable. And it's very hard to believe, like, when kids do that, but I mean, it happens. It's, man, what? I can't remember. Bambi, he was on the phone to his girlfriend at the candle vigil. Are you serious? Didn't Amber, was Amber Friday, did she come to the police? Did she come forward? And Veronica, that's the weird part. The family was off, not socially, and we all hung out. We ran into each other's house, never knocked the house, not the house. Sometimes kids can act out when they've been taught or seen before. Yeah. Yes, did. Dave the calls. She came forward to help the police. See, and then wasn't, and that goes back to the Watts, because that's kind of what I remember, because Nicole, wasn't she looking up like how much people hated Amber for her part? Man, could you imagine being like that girl and then like finding out? Oh, that would be awful. Kids are so desensitized to violence these days. It's everywhere. Yeah, that worries me myself. Like, I think everyone has become desensitized, honestly. There's things like, if you see something happen like in a school and it's almost like, oh, it just happened again, or like something horrible, like a mass shooting happens, and you're like, it's like a travesty. Like everybody's like, oh my gosh, like just for a couple days. But then it's like people just forget about it, and it's just they move on to the next time. It's almost, I feel like it used to be a lot. Like people actually, you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's this little boy that lives by us, and he actually went to the school and he ended up taking his life there. To me, I feel like he was kind of showing, this is what I could have done. That's the reason I feel like he went to the school with weapons. Thank goodness he didn't go into the school with the kids, but he was there like when they came to the school. But it's like this happened years ago, and I still think about this little boy all the time. He was a high school student. He was gay and he was tormented, and I still just, my heart is just goes out to him and his mother. But it's like it was news for a couple days, and then it was just nobody ever talks about it, or hence why I have my theories on the Benet case or family. I did in my true crime. I didn't watch it, Bambi. Did you talk about the John Benet family? I didn't even watch that because the only thing I thought it was, did you talk about several people? See, I'm failing. I didn't watch it. Sorry. I need to watch it. I know you're like, I met this guy and then he is on the news. Yeah. Yeah. And then you like wondering, did he do it for me or because of me? Then you blame yourself. Yeah. And then violent virtual reality stuff. It's like everyone is walking around in a video game, but real life creepy. And I think that's a big problem that kids don't understand because their minds are so young. They don't realize what's fake and what's like real. Because a lot of times, like in movies and stuff, when you hurt somebody in the movies and stuff, they come back alive, or they don't understand. Like in reality, though, if that happens, it's done. They're gone. It's no more. Not coming. Like it's just, I don't know. It's weird, man. Did you know in the early 1900s people would have fairs and stuff? What? At crime scenes before true crime? Hold on, I gotta read this. Did you know in the early 1900s people would have fairs and stuff at crime scenes? What? What? No, I did not know that. Yeah, Angel, that is weird. Melissa, before TV and internet, people used to paint their interpretations of crime scenes in the body. Really? Behind, but Lacey went missing on the 24th. Birth happened 26th. Okay, so you're saying like, see, I haven't watched that. I'm gonna have to watch it. Maybe that's what we can, like, what would be cool if we, well, I know a lot of channels are like that, but I was just thinking like watch a show or watch a case and then get on and talk about it. I love talking true crime. Like that's literally all I watch is true crime. Drama or true crime. Scott is not getting out. Maybe no death penalty, but no freedom. Is he still trying? I also seen just recently that in another, I don't know what state it was. It was Texas, maybe. I don't know. But they just got rid of the, like the chair or like, the IV. They have firing squad now. You get a choice from firing squad or electrocution. Like, wow. They're not doing like the IV stuff anymore. That strawberry shortcake drew an agenda, though. On what case? No kids, period. Really, Melissa? You think so? See, I didn't think that would be. Is it because it happens like fast? Is that why you're saying that? Because I'm really, because we were talking about this and I'm like, I know I would not choose that one. The Peterson one, no kidding. He got a new trial, or is he trying? I don't know. That's crazy. That's kind of a slap in the face too, to like the family to have to put him through another trial. When I had to do some work on the Cherish Periwinkle case, I'm still traumatized by that little girl's horrific story. You have to refresh my mind on that one too. It's quick and instant. I just got the email. When I had to do some work, 100%. It's quick and instant. All other methods, there are a lot of inconsistencies, and people administrating aren't trained and botch things regular. That's interesting because I thought that was crazy. Like, and like we're going backwards in time here. I don't know, guys, but I guess I got to go to the store. I do not want to go to the store. I got to go get stuff to make the vegetable soup. I think tomorrow we're going to go swimming. I bought some family passes for the pool. We went the other day, but it was way too cold. Is things open back? Because I keep seeing that some people are saying that things are still like shut down. You're still on lockdown. No, really look it up. Lots of cases where they'd have to try to kill someone. I will, but they don't probably let everybody know. I mean, I'm sure there's like people who are putting it out there, uncovering it, that I'm sure like the police and people are there. They're not making a big thing to let you know that they messed up or botched it. Converse option. But the Peterson thing really made me think how the media can influence public jury perception, and it can be hard to get a fair trial. Yeah. The media, don't get me on the media. I don't care for the media because I feel like they push a narrative. I don't really watch the news that often. I really don't. And I noticed there's things that they put like on headlines and stuff. They get stuff so wrong, or they don't tell the whole truth, or they're missing parts, and they lead you to think one way that's absolutely just not true. Like they leave important stuff out that could, really change how you feel about it. All the media is owned by 5 companies, and yeah, see, it's true. I will, Dawn, thanks. Peterson case needs to be looked at again, in my opinion. Process elimination. Well, I'm gonna have to watch it. Maybe I can watch it and we can talk about it, and then I can actually have a little bit more to say about my up for school. Baby, you have to get your kids up for school. We're gonna be going to bed pretty soon. That is so crazy to me. What time is it there, real quick, Bambi? Listen, if you're going to commit a crime, save money for a lawyer. Or, yeah. That's how I feel so bad for. See ya, Bambi. Have a great day. That's why I feel bad for. There's a lot of people out there who don't really have that much money, and they have to just get the court-appointed lawyers. A lot of people's gotten some crappy deals because of that. Maybe that can happen, but my brother-in-law took a whole course on death penalty in school, so it's in the textbooks too. That they botch it a lot, or that how it can be botched. How do you, well, Angel, do you think he's innocent? That's why I was like, maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe I'm missing something. Seems like states are doing away with the death penalty. There's just been, to me, a lot of people that have came out to be innocent, people that's been railroaded and cops trying to cover their asses. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against cops, but there's been cases where you have bad apples everywhere. In everything there's bad apples. And let's look at the one story I did on what's his name? Oh my gosh. I'm seeing my brain. That's why I do my videos, because I can look at my paper who I'm talking about. He was the serial killer, and it's like right there on the tip of my tongue. And the cops just wanted to close the case. So he admitted to all these crazy murders. And I kept 500 murders he admitted to, but the cops they wanted to close the case. So they just. All right. I'm sorry. Phone ringing. Now I got to go. Okay. Oh no. I lost you, Marianne. I lost you. Okay. Hold on. I got to catch up. Your cat got sprayed by a skunk. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Marianne, but have fun doing that. Oh, that's awful. Jennifer, the people on parole committing crimes, if our prison system was reformed to focus more on rehab over the punishment, it would help. Yeah, and I feel that way a lot about addicts too. You're throwing addicts into prisons. That's not teaching them nothing. You're putting criminals back on the streets where they don't know how to work. They don't know how to pay bills or be responsible. There definitely needs to be better reform, helping these people out. I think also that should be taught in school, finances and how to, paying your bills and all that. They need to teach that stuff in school, which I understand. It's the parents' responsibilities. The schools can't teach your kids everything, but there's a lot of kids out there who just don't have parents and family that will do that. All right. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, the people. Okay, that is the criminal justice. Not fair. If you have money, you're getting off. Well, yeah, no. And if you have a whole lot of money, then you're going to a private jail. You're not even, you're going to a country club. Most convictions of innocent people seem to be case when 10 years. A lot of change since. You think the people that's been innocent since over 10 years ago, like when forensics and all that was behind. I don't know if he's innocent. I just don't trust the narrative. The break-in across the street. It's been a while since I really looked at it, Yeah, I agree that does look suspicious. Again, I'm not sure if he did it, but that documentary was eye-opening. Tomato juice. Yes, that's what That's what I always heard, tomato juice. Also, Diane Finston released where Scott's alibi was, which she should not have done. So the killer could have dumped the body there. Exactly. New technologies. People with addiction not belong in prison. But Jennifer, they found her 4 months later. If it was intentionally dumped, they could put her anywhere to be found and set up. I can't believe they took home economics out of school and cut art. Bad move, real bad. Yeah, even like when we went to school, we didn't have like a lot, but I think we did a little bit of sewing. We cooked some like pigs in a blanket, just little meals like that, but at least it was something. You only go to private jail if the media picks up your case. Is that because you're now like threatened to be hurt? Because Well, guys, I better go. I have to run to the store. It has been great. I could probably sit here all night and talk to you guys, especially about true crime. Thank you guys for coming in, and I will see you guys really soon, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye. In broadcast.